Welcome to the Women's March Canada podcast, making the equality of women in Canada the new norm. This is episode number 34, titled Pin Up Girl. My name is Melissa Durrell, and I'm your host. Women's March Canada inspires, unites, and leads the charge for the advancement of women across Canada. Now, please welcome this week's guest, Steph Colangeli. I did it with my Italian accent. How did I do, Steph?
Lovely. Colangeli. Perfect.
Colangeli. All right, so Steph, so excited to have you here today. You're the creator of Pin Up Girl, and this is a movement that supports women's safety, and not just in Canada, but in countries around the world. So First of all, tell me, what is Pin Up Girl?
So Pin Up Girl is when you wear our pin, you let other women know that they could come to you for support or assistance if they needed it.
So what does the pin look like? Show us a little bit of a close-up here.
I'll show you a close-up here. You know what? Let me take mine off and I'll put it right up to our camera. So this is our pin.
So it's really simple.
On there. Yeah, really simple.
Languages, right?
Yeah. We thought of, we really wanted something where it was a bit of a universal sign. Yeah. And we wanted something that was bright so it would attract colors and people would obviously notice it. And we loved the name because it's a bit of a twist. It's taking sort of back the like no longer sexualizing what we look towards as women to be leaders and role models.
I love that. I really love that.
Yeah. It's sort of like, let's make Pin Up Girl something that's like not just something sexual, not sexual necessarily, but something really like empowering for all women.
Yeah. So why did you start this? Did something happen to you?
I have, like most women, been followed, harassed. I'm also someone who's been assaulted in the past through a partner. And what I noticed is that the more I talk to women, the more prevalent it seems. My neighbor was often telling me about trips on the bus ride home where someone made somebody else feel uncomfortable or made her feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And I remember my college days of riding the bus and having someone sit next to me that I felt really uncomfortable next to. And they'd have like conversations with me that were really inappropriate. And I mean, it happens to, I think, almost all women everywhere. Mm-hmm. And so I was in a program, I was taking a course through Landmark Worldwide and Landmark Education, where it's called the Self-Expression Leadership Program, where you start a community project. Okay. And I really want to do something that connected with me and like would make a difference. Mm-hmm. So I was walking through the parking lot after the class and I was like, what am I going to do? What's my project? And I heard a bunch of men talking off in the distance. And like most women I instantly started to like get aware of where I was and what was around me. Yeah.
Put your keys in your finger.
Yeah. You got your keys. You're like, do I have my cell phone? Like, how far is my car? Right? That panic sets in. And so, even if they're not a risk, you've got to be alert. We're taught to be alert, right? So I started looking around. How many men are they? How far were they? And I thought of when I was a kid, and I remembered walking home and seeing the block parent signs in the windows. Totally. And I remember like never having to use it, but like what a sense of safety that gave me as a child. If I ever needed it, I knew exactly what house it was at.
I used that safety sign once and it was hilarious now that I look back at it, but it was like, there was a big scary dog and I was walking to school late because I think I had a dentist appointment or something. And I walked up to one of like the block parent signs. Then they walked me to school and I must have been I was probably in grade 2. So I don't know, what does that make me like? I guess
6 or 7. Yeah. 7. Yeah. But
here I am in my 40s and I remember it so vividly. Like I remember the house, I remember the window that it sat in. So it was super significant. So I love this idea that these are like walking block parent signs for women. When I saw it was like, that is such a cool idea.
Yeah, because it goes with us. So it's not just like block parent was a sign in the window. This is something that travels through the world. So really wherever I am, wherever other women are, there's safety there. There's comfort, there's security.
How is it working? I mean, we know that block parents, did the trick. Are you seeing how many women are wearing these, or men too, I suppose, right?
So far it's just women. We plan to expand to men and people like kids, youth under the age of 18 in the next year. Mm-hmm. And we'd love for that to be in schools for kids and out there for men as well, because we realize it's something for men that would make a difference. So, and we try to keep it not because we want to be like exclusive, but for me, I'm like, if I'm in trouble, I'm going to a woman before I'm going to a guy.
Right.
I just am. And if it was my kids, I would want them to go to a kid instead of going to, like, if they're in the schools, they might not necessarily feel comfortable talking to a 40-year-old woman about bullying. You know, they might want to talk to somebody, one of their peers, right? So we tried to kind of keep it in groups, not to exclude people or like cause segregation, but just like that's our comfort zone sometimes. So far there's, I think, 2,500 women worldwide wearing them. So they're in Greece, India, Honduras, Brazil, France, Japan, Germany. They're everywhere. And our goal is to reach 1 million and then just keep on going.
Okay, so walk me through this then. I want to become a pinup girl. How do I do it? How do I sign up? How do I get my pin? Tell me how it works.
So how it looks right now is you would go onto our website and you go to our contact page and we have an email address, and you could either email us and request for a pin, but what works more effectively is we have our address there. So what we ask women to do is to send us an oversized stamp. If you're from another country, it's an international oversized stamp. And then in that envelope with your oversized stamp, you're going to put your return address, and we take an envelope from our supply. We put a pin that comes with a postcard. It's got our mission statement and a thank you on it, and we mail it back to them. And that's it.
You keep saying we. Are there other people involved with this?
There are, yeah. I mean, like anything, no one can make greatness and great things happen on their own. So yeah, there's a team, a pack of women in this city that help me. And then there's women internationally who are taking it on as well.
You're in Calgary, are you not?
I am, yeah.
Very cool. Did you find, like, have you been out and someone's wearing a pin and you're like, I don't even know who you are? Like, have you had that when you're like, yeah, like when you organize events and all of a sudden there's people at the event and they're not all your friends and you're like, it's working.
Yeah. I haven't had that moment yet, but friends of mine have been out. Like a friend of mine was in a grocery store the other day wearing her pin, and she said a girl who was there who's from Germany was like, I saw a story in a magazine about them. Where did you get that? And she gave her pin because she's like, listen, I'm going to go. I can get another one in like 5 minutes. Right. So she gave her hers.
Very cool. What are some of the stories that you've heard from people who have them? Like, I mean, it's all well and good to say, this is the meaning behind this pin and I hope it happens. Have you had any feedback on people actually using it and feeling safe in situations?
Yeah, I've had some feedback, especially from friends. We keep our email address active and we check it every day, just so if the women do have stories they want to share, they absolutely can do that there. And we haven't gotten a lot of that yet. But from friends and from other people locally, what I've heard is, a friend of mine was in a mall and she saw a woman and her son arguing, and he was being really, I guess, aggressive with her and took her keys and took off and left her there. Wow. And she, wearing the pin, went up to her and was like, hey, do you need to use my phone and call for help? Do you need bus money? Like, what can I do to support you and get you home? And when you get home, are you safe? Like, are you going to be okay there? And it was just a conversation that the two of them had, and the woman felt really supported and heard and understood. And it worked out that she, I believe she gave her a ride home, which for me, I wouldn't do. That's not something I would ever do. And it's not something we encourage other women to do. And that's why we really say, like, it has to be in your own comfort zone. Right. We're not advocates of driving someone home because it could be a safety issue for sure for both of you. We do say, take basic safety precautions, do things that to do. Don't get in a car with a stranger and don't ask a stranger to get in your car. So she sort of broke some rules, but I mean, she got the woman home safely. Other women, another woman was saying.
What I like about that story though, is it's almost like the pin empowers you a little bit to get out of your comfort zone and maybe, wear the cape, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, and take it on. You have a heightened awareness when you wear it. Yeah, you're aware that you're there backing women.
Yeah, I really like that. Way to go, Steph. That's pretty
Thank you.
Yeah. Have you always been really involved in the women's movement and empowering women? How did this?
I haven't. I haven't felt like an empowered woman myself for the longest time. It's part of why I took landmark education to begin with. I had come out of an abusive relationship when I was in my college days, and I felt really disempowered by it. And I saw some of what was going on in the world, and especially with a certain person winning a certain election, I was like, God, this can't be how it goes for us. You know, now is the time. We have to do something.
Yeah. So this Me Too movement, I think, has as great as it is, because women are actually now talking about it. And, you know, I think one of the really positive things about it is we are coming to each other's, but we're standing up for each other in a way that we've never done before.
Yeah.
And then I think this is a part of it, right? Like, do you think you would have done something like the Pinup Girl had the Me Too movement, and, you know, all these things are starting to push, you know, really equality to the front of our conversations?
I'd like to think I would. Like, for me, I think it was in me, but I think that the climate and the condition was so right, like just perfect timing, where it's, I don't know, I think I would have done it either way, and I don't know if it would have been received the same way. Can you give me a second? I'm just on the phone. Okay, go back down.
Happens all the time.
Okay, well, ask him to apologize. Thank you. Like, it's summer.
You know what? It is summer, and I appreciate that. There's like, have you ever seen the CNN where the kid walks in? Yeah, there you go. There's your moment. It's awesome. We're all mothers, and we're doing our best.
Yes, we are.
Very good. So what's the next step for Pinup Girl? Like, how do you move this forward into, I mean, it's amazing that, you know, people can send an envelope. What's your big vision for it?
So our big vision is to get some funding. What we're hoping to do a little fundraiser here, because, I mean, really, we want to make sure that the pins are available to be free for every woman. So what it looks like now is the pin itself is about 25 cents a pin, and then we send it with a postcard. So in total, it's about 54 cents to have a woman in a pin, which is great.
Yeah. Super cheap.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's super cost effective. So we're looking for, you know, we entered some contests. We're looking to get funding. We're going to apply for grants. We're going to start some crowdfunding, because we realize that the more money there is available, the more pins we can get out. So our goal is to just keep going and have 1 million pins or more out there. Wherever there's women, we want there to be pins. We want women to be safe.
Have you talked to universities and colleges in North America?
Yeah, they've approached us, you know, they're like, please, like, let's do this. You know, we have nurses, we have some different public health services in Calgary right now who are raising money for themselves to have it that their staff could all wear the pins and little things like that. So we're working with lots of different people, lots of different groups, and it looks different with everyone. You know, there's a woman in Kenya who has asked for how she can have Pinup Girl where she is. And so what we've done is send her the logo, and she's going to have them produced there, and she's going to distribute them there. It makes more sense to have her produce them there. Yeah. And so she's taking that on. And I've said, like, this is your thing out there. This is your Kenya Pinup Girl. Do it. Make it run.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me, how can people find you? Because if you're going to start to do some fundraising, or if I'm an organization listening to this right now and I want to get a bunch of pins, how can I find you?
So you can find us at pinupgirl.org, and we have an email address there, and that you could always contact us through that. And then we'll be setting up our crowdfunding page, and we'll put the link on our Facebook page and our Instagram page. So our Instagram page is Pinup Girl Worldwide, and our Facebook page is Pinup Girl.
Is this your full-time job right now?
No, you know what? I own a photography studio, and I'm a mom of 2 and a wife. And so, yeah, I'm looking to make this my full-time job, because I'm passionate about it. And this is what I want to do with myself and my life.
I love it. I mean, my mind is just flowing with ways to get this out to as many people as possible. So hopefully the podcast helps, and
Thank you.
The link in the bottom too, to get everybody interested. And hopefully, do you think the crowdfunding campaign will be sometime in the next couple of months? Or
yeah, we're shooting some videos right now of like what it looks like to be a pinup girl. Pinup Girls in action, and we're going to be posting that to the crowdfunding page. So we're just doing some background, making sure that the page is like bang on and that people are really connected to it. And then we'll be setting that up in the next few weeks.
Well, tweet at us for sure as soon as that's done, because we'd love to help you promote
that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Get an envelope from me very soon.
Awesome.
A lot of pins. So thank you so much, Steph. Amazing. Yeah, like, I think it's just so inspiring what you're doing. So keep on keeping on.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you for doing this with us.
I can't wait to become a pinup girl.
Oh, great. We'll be happy to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everyone who just tuned in to listen. Your comments are welcome and encouraged. So please subscribe to our Women's March Canada channel and receive updates every time we upload a new podcast, which usually is on Fridays. Our mission across Canada is to stand together in solidarity with our partners and our children for the protection of our rights, our safety, our health, and our families, recognizing that our vibrant and diverse communities are the strength of our country. This is the Women's March Canada podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Women's March CDA and on our website at womensmarchcanada.com. I'm Melissa Durrell, and I'm wishing you a great day. There we go.